President Cyril Ramaphosa is gearing up to deliver his State of the Nation address this evening. This will be the first SONA of the Government of National Unity. Business is hopeful that the president will prioritize economic growth initiatives. You can watch the address here on Business Day TV just after 7 p.m. ArcelorMittal South Africa will delay the closure of its long steel plant operations by a month. That's as the steelmaker engages in talks with the government to salvage the business. The outcome of the talks will be announced before the end of February. The closure of the long steel operations has been on the cards since November 2023. The shutdown could affect about 3,500 direct and indirect jobs. The announcement about ArcelorMittal's long steel business comes alongside the release of the group's annual results for the year to end December. The firm's headline loss widened to over 5 billion rand. That's as AMSA says the South African steel industry is facing its greatest challenge since the 2008 financial crisis. This as international steel to raw material price spreads remain under pressure. Looking ahead, AMSA believes there will be no meaningful improvement in the steel market in the next 6 months. And so actions by the South African government to support the industry and protect it against unfair trade and policy practices are vital. Anglo American has posted a 6% fall in annual copper production. That's largely due to a planned shutdown at its Los Brancos plant. Meanwhile, rough diamond output dropped 22% during the year. Given weak demand and high levels of inventory, Anglo has cut its diamond production forecast for 2025 to a range of 20 to 23 million carats. That's from 30 to 33 million previously. Taking a closer look at updates from other companies in the Anglo American stable, Anglo American Platinum has warned of a profit knock. Headline earnings per share for the full year are expected to be between 36 and 47% lower. The slump is in part due to lower palladium and rhodium prices. Earnings also took a knock due to 1.5 billion rand in asset write-downs. Amplats will release results on the 17th of February. In the meantime, Kumba Iron Ore expects full-year earnings to drop by as much as 48%. That's mainly due to the lower average realized free on board export ore price and a 2% decrease in sales volumes. Investors will get a chance to view the miners' financial statements on the 18th of February. DRD Gold expects to produce glittering results. The Surface Gold Recovery Company has forecast a surge in half-year headline earnings per share of as much as 70%. That's thanks to higher prices for the yellow metal and an increase in sales. DRD Gold will open its books on the 18th of February. Lesaka has forecast that it will report a group-adjusted earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortization of as much as 1 billion rand for the full year. This comes as the technology group has posted guidance-beating EBITDA for the second quarter. The company's chairman, Ali Mazandarani, says this marks the 10th consecutive quarter that the firm has delivered on its profitability guidance. Hudeco has had a tough year. The group, which imports and distributes industrial, automotive and electronic products, has posted an 18.4% drop in annual profit. But the company is optimistic about its future prospects. It says activity and demand picked up in the last quarter of the year, and it's hopeful that this momentum will continue. Right, in international news, China has taken President Donald Trump to the World Trade Organization, arguing that the tariffs, as well as Trump's cancellation of a duty-free exemption for low-value packages, are protectionist and break World Trade Organization rules. Here's more detail in this package report.
China filed a World Trade Organization complaint against U.S. President Donald Trump's new 10% tariff on Chinese imports. China argues that the tariff, as well as Trump's cancellation of a duty-free exemption for low-value packages, are protectionist and break WTO rules. It says the duties are discriminatory and, quote, are imposed on the basis of unfounded and false allegations concerning China. Beijing's complaint also comes after Trump's move to shut a trade loophole that allowed small value packages to be shipped duty-free. The so-called de minimis provision, used widely by e-commerce giants like Shein and Temu, exempted packages with goods worth less than $800 from duties. Around 1.36 billion shipments entered the United States using the de minimis provision in 2024. The Trump administration has blamed the de minimis exemption for allowing fentanyl and its precursor chemicals to enter the U.S. unscreened. Recent Reuters reporting has also found that drug traffickers are exploiting the exemption. Beijing's Wednesday WTO filing could lead to a ruling that Trump's duties violated trade rules, in the same manner that a 2020 ruling found that his first-term China tariffs broke trade regulations. However, such a victory would be unlikely to satisfy Beijing because the WTO's appeals body has been largely inoperable for years. That's because of Washington's blocking of appointments of appellate judges over what it views as judicial overreach by the body, which has prohibited a final decision in the 2020 case.
And Nissan CEO Makoto Uchida met with Honda counterpart Toshihiro Mibe to say he wanted to end their merger talks after the larger automaker proposed making Nissan a subsidiary, said a source with knowledge of the matter. Let's take a look.
Nissan has told Honda it wants to call off merger talks. That's according to a Reuters source on Thursday. They say the Nissan boss met his Honda counterpart earlier to break the news. The Japanese automakers had said they planned to discuss integration under a holding company that would have created the world's third largest car firm. But the talks have reportedly soured amid growing differences. Multiple sources say negotiations hit a wall after Honda said it wanted to turn its smaller rival into a subsidiary. Nissan has reportedly rejected the idea. There was no comment on the latest reports from either firm. Both would only say they plan to decide their next steps by the middle of the month. Analysts say Nissan looks more vulnerable if the merger does fall through. It's been buffeted by one crisis after another and is in the middle of a turnaround plan. Over recent years, its market value has declined to around a fifth of Honda's. Such worries initially saw Nissan shares plunge when it was first reported the merger might fail. However, shares in the firm rose strongly in Thursday trade, up over 7% in the afternoon. Bloomberg has reported that Nissan will seek a new partner if the Honda plan does collapse.